obviously, all of us have been aware of what's taking place across the South with the tornadoes. One thing that many people don't understand is that because you are a part of a Southern Baptist church, you may not even know what that is, but because you're a part of a Southern Baptist church, the tithes and offerings that come in go directly to what we call Southern Baptist Disaster Relief. We have people all across the United States that literally will travel all over the world and volunteer their time to go and help. And even right now, Pastor Michael, Kelly Bradford, Larry Alloway, Wesley Miller, and Terry Ryan are on location in Alabama. And because we have become so high-tech, we have them on the screen here in just a second. So Terry Ryan, who is the director of Florida Baptist Disaster Relief, is going to be sharing with us from Alabama today what we can do to help. Everybody wave to Terry. He can hear us, but he can't see us. So Terry, we can't hear you yet, but we're going to try to get it figured out. So you tell us what we can do to help with this project.
Okay, well, thank you, Pastor Brooks. I hope you can hear me now. But
yes,
first
we
I want
can.
to say can? Okay, good. First, I want to say Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers in the congregation today, and what a blessing it is, because without you, we wouldn't be here. So we thank you for that. First, we are at First Baptist Church in Jasper, Alabama, and what a blessing it is to be here. This church has treated us so well. It's treated us just like we know that First Umatilla would treat anybody should they be in the same situation. As you can see, my cohorts behind me here, we're up here and we're doing what you would want us to do and what we are mandated to do by God and through the Holy Spirit. We have a little over 150 Florida volunteers in and around the Jasper, Alabama area today, doing everything from chainsaw work to administrative work to feeding work. Our feeding units are set up. One's about 30 miles north of here, and one's about 40 miles west or east of here. They are providing food for the American Red Cross to distribute to all the victims and survivors of the recent tornado activity. So be proud of your Southern Baptist team here. We are providing. We are the only feeding units in these areas that are providing food for the survivors. Now, the churches are doing things, and we're helping them in all their work. We also have chainsaw teams here that are out even now. You don't see Larry Alloway behind us, who's a church member there at First Umatilla, because he's already out working. So be in prayer for him. He's operating our bucket truck. Those chainsaw teams are out taking down trees off houses, tarping roofs, cleaning up debris, making those homes livable again for the survivors of the tornado activity. Also, we are getting the opportunity to share Christ, and that's our emphasis. Taking a tree off a house is one thing, and it's a wonderful thing and a blessed thing, but the reality of it is our purpose here is to share the gospel of Jesus Christ. Without that, we're just making a temporal impact and an unlasting impact, but when we share Jesus, we make an eternal impact. So that's our goal. And through all this, we've had some awesome stories, some awesome testimonies. Every night we gather together and we tell the stories that have happened today, and a couple of them really stick out. Yesterday, one of our teams got to go over to the house of a 92-year-old woman who's blind, and she really didn't want to sign our paperwork to give us permission to do her work because she's blind and couldn't see it. So it just so happens, and you know how that works, church, it just so happens that she used to live across the street from Fritz Wilson. And Pastor Brooks always says I'm the state director, and I'm the associate state director, and Fritz Wilson's our state director. And this 92-year-old woman lived across the street from Fritz Wilson when he was a little boy. And so he was able to go over there and talk to her, and because she remembered him, she signed the forms, and she actually went inside, and she has an organ in her house, and she used to play for the kids in the neighborhood when they were little. And she played that for Fritz. So that was a real blessing. And then another team got to go out to a house, and the house they were working on, the neighbor of that house was a terminally ill 11-year-old girl. And they got to go over there and pray with that little girl and talk to her about what happened and calm her a little bit and just share the love of Christ with her. So church, be proud of these guys. I'm proud to be a part of you. And I thank y'all. for being the kind of church that would let us come, that would be a part of the cooperative program, that would pay the way for us to be the church here. I know that not all of y'all can come and do this, but those of us who it's our calling are blessed by you who it's your calling to send us. So thank you, First Umatilla, for being the kind of church you are. And thank you, Pastor Brooks, for allowing Brother Michael and us to come up here. Because that's a testimony in and of itself to the people of Alabama that we have a church in Umatilla, Florida, that's willing to send people, even at cost, to help others in need. Because I know that y'all believe that we should do this because it's the right thing to do, and it's the thing that Christ has asked us to do. So God bless you guys, and thank you. Pastor Brooks, thank you.
Thank you, Terry.
Thank you.
I'm assuming you can hear the applause.
That's right. That's right.
And I'm sad to say they're not standing for me. The church is grateful for what you're doing. And before we close out our conversation with you, we want to pray with you guys. And, just want to, as you guys are still online with us, I just want to share, this challenge to the church. One of the things that realistically last week when I was coming into church, I really felt led to do something and didn't know if it was the appropriate timing. And because I want everybody in here to be prepared for this, God has blessed our church in many, many ways. There's no doubt you can look at the back of the bulletin every single week and see that God is blessing us more than we could ever imagine. And I feel that in our blessing, we should then, continue to bless those around us. And so I want you to be praying, church, about next Sunday. And what our goal would be is that every dollar outside of designated gifts, every dollar next Sunday that we take up in our offering is going to go directly to disaster relief that's taking place up there in that area. Because let's be honest, that could be our church that was literally wiped away. And my hope would be that next Sunday, through our gifts and through your sacrifices, and maybe you even already tithed this month and said, well, Pastor, we already did our part. I know if it was my house that was destroyed, I would hope that somebody could dig a little bit deeper. I'd love to see a $20,000 offering next week in our church to be able to send to disaster relief. One of the things that Terry was mentioning, we are literally, Southern Baptists are literally feeding 25,000 people a day out of semi-trucks. And we have those locations set up in different areas, and one semi-truck is feeding 25,000 people a day. Red Cross is who you see on television. We make the meals for Red Cross to distribute. Right. And so our church could take part in literally feeding thousands of people through our gifts next Sunday. And so we want you to be praying about that. And we're going to go ahead and pray for you guys. Terry, I appreciate everything that you said. It was kind of hard for us to see you because of the glare from Michael's head.
We talked about that before this, and I was really concerned when we added Kelly in it.
Actually, when I heard that you guys were going to be on Skype, I figured, all right, well, it's a laptop with a little teeny camera. How are we going to get their 4 big heads in there? But God can work miracles, okay?
Well, you don't see how far away from the camera we are.